We got our first. In 2003, I purchased one framed share of Tiffany stock for my wife as a Christmas present. I acquired that share and others for $43.64 each. At the time, I purchased the shares directly from Tiffany as a part of their direct stock purchase plan. I also set up dividend reinvestment directly with Tiffany so that each dividend they paid could invest in more shares of Tiffany. Now that Tiffany is being purchased by Louis Vuitton, what happens to that investment? Speaking of investment opportunities, we're always on the lookout for smart professionals as we grow our financial services footprint across the US and Canada. If you have a passion for all things personal finance and a desire to help people understand how to make their money work for them, we want to hear from you. We'd like to show you how you can start your financial services business by partnering with some of the most reputable names in the industry, including Nationwide, Aegon, Pacific Life, and many others. If you've ever considered investing in yourself by starting your own business, I want you to know that the best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. Contact us using the email address in the link below. Let's talk about the future. When you own stock in a company, you are a literal owner of that company. In most cases, you own a very, very small sliver of the organization. However, you're an owner nonetheless. With ownership comes rights. You have the right to attend the annual shareholders meeting, for example. Mind you, most of those are taking place via Zoom this year. So if you own shares in a stock, this is a great opportunity for you to sit in on that meeting. Another right you have is the right to vote on certain actions the company wishes to undertake. So on November 24th of 2019, Tiffany entered into a merger agreement with Louis Vuitton. In order to finalize the deal, shareholders, those who own stock in the company, must approve. So Tiffany holds a vote to see who's in favor of the action. In this case, the merger action. Every shareholder gets one vote for each full share of stock they own. As part of the merger agreement, the companies have decided to pay Tiffany shareholders $131.50 for each share owned. Sometimes merged companies decide to give share owners in the previous companies shares of the new entity. Now, my guess as to why this wasn't done with the Louis Vuitton-Tiffany merger has to do with the fact that Louis Vuitton is a company based in France. While you can reside in America and buy into Louis Vuitton, you do so via what's known as an American depository receipt. American depository receipts are not direct shares in the company. Instead, these ADRs are a way to allow investors in the US to purchase shares in a company that's based in a foreign country. ADRs are certificates issued by US-based depository banks, and each ADR typically represents one share of stock in the overseas company. In this way, Americans can have access to foreign companies, and foreign companies can have access to American capital. That's the reason I believe Tiffany shareholders will get cash instead of shares in the new company. Now, I could be wrong about that, and if anyone has additional information, let us know. In any event, if we calculate the percentage growth between the price per share offered by Louis Vuitton, $131.50, and the $43.64 cost basis is just a term to describe the price we originally purchased the stock at. If you calculate the percentage difference between those two numbers, you come up with an increase of 201.33% return on investment. Keep in mind that since I purchased the stock in 2003, Tiffany has paid us a dividend every quarter. So this luxury brand has paid us to own it. And we've also realized appreciation on the underlying value of the asset, the stock. While a piece of Tiffany jewelry does tend to retain a lot of its value, it doesn't appreciate to the tune of over 200%. Nowhere near that. In fact, the only reason that items from Tiffany hold on to their value is because a lot of that value is intrinsic. Precious metals, sapphires, rubies, diamonds, they all have a defined and, again, intrinsic value. However, most luxury goods depreciate very quickly. So the next time you consider purchasing a luxury brand, you might want to do your due diligence and find out if there's a way to share in the success of the brand. Think about it like this. If you can get a luxury brand to pay you, wouldn't that potentially put you in a better position to afford their product in the first place? This has been Tyrone Keys. Remember, you can unlock prosperity with me, Keys.